Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Chapter 10.5 Notes, Part 2. We're just on the back side of the notes, so we're going to go through 2 of the 3 problems. So, looking at example number 4, we notice we're kind of missing some information here, okay? We're missing the B term and the C. So what I would do is just write them in. Okay, and then we know that A is negative 1/2, B is 0, and C is 0. So when we're doing our equation to find the vertex, which is the opposite of B over 2A, well, the opposite of 0 is just 0. So we got 0 equals 2 times negative 1/2, and no matter what you plug in, since 0 is the top, that's what the bottom is going to be. And when you're plugging in 0 over here, 0 squared is 0, and negative 1/2 times 0 is 0. Okay? So our vertex is 0, 0, so let's go ahead and put that point in. And now the axis symmetry, which we're just going to steal the x coordinate, is 0. So go ahead and draw your line in. So now all we got to do is the table of values. So we've got our x and our y. Okay, our middle point is 0, which we already figured out. And then remember that we go, so if we're starting with 0, we go to left and to right. And that's how we get our numbers that we're going to use. So negative 1, negative 2, and 1 and 2. Remember, these numbers are going to be the same, and these numbers are going to be the same. We already know that that's 0. So y equals negative 1/2, negative 2. It's going to be the first number that I plug in. So load up your calculator. I'm going to plug it in exactly as I see it. Negative 1/2, oh, negative 1/2 times negative 2 squared. And we get negative 2. So that means that both of those are negative 2. And now we're going to do the same thing now, but we're going to do negative 1, sorry. Times negative 1 squared, and we get negative 0.5. And that's okay. We're allowed to have decimals. So let's go ahead and graph our points. Negative 1 and negative 0.5, and negative 2, negative 2. And remember, those are mirror images. And then draw your graph. Okay. All right, for number 6. Sorry. Number 5, if you want to try this one all by yourself, you can pause the video, and I'll put the answers up in just a second. So go ahead and try it if you would like. Okay, and there's all the work for example number 5. Okay, let's look at 6. All right, so A equals negative 1/2, B equals negative 3, and up there's no C, so I'm just going to write it in. C equals 0. All right, so opposite of B over 2A. So we've got 3 over 2 times 1/2. And let's see, so it's the opposite of B, but that's a negative 1/2 right there. So don't forget your signs, guys. 3 over -1, and that gives us -3. Okay, so now we're going to plug it in. And now let's figure out what the other point is. So we got -1/2 times -3 squared minus 3 times -3. And we get 4.5. And remember, don't get freaked out because it's a fraction. So, or a decimal, -3 and then positive 4.5. We know that this is x equals -3. I'm going to make my point nice over here. And then we're going to do the table of values. So we got the x and the y. So we know that -3 goes here. I'm going to go 2 less and 2 greater. We know that that's 4.5. And off to the side, y equals -1/2 squared minus 3. And you only have to show work for one problem. And remember, those are going to be the same, and these are going to be the same. Okay? So why don't you pause the video and see if you can finish the problem all on your own. Okay, and there you go, guys. That's all of the work. Now, if you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. Otherwise, that's it for Algebra 10.5 Notes, video number 2. We do have a test coming up, so make sure you guys are ready and do the reviews. All right, have a good day.